Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the General Hospital recap for February 8th.
Wow.
And that's it.
That's it?
So we've gone back and forth about this a few times this week because we both saw online that different places did have the video.
Yes.
Although General Hospital's official social media accounts kept saying that the episodes would not air.
Back. Right.
So how did they get these videos? Because I feel like if their official accounts are saying that means all markets, not just the United States. Because we have had the situation where they said it won't air in the U.S.
Right.
But I don't think that they said that.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I didn't pay attention.
So
I would be annoyed if I lived in a different country and my GH was interrupted for U.S. stuff.
True.
I understand.
I know that, trust me,
like
the world does not revolve around the United States of America.
Exactly. And we don't get political and whatever. I understand what was going on was a big deal. But if I lived in a different country, I would be angry. I don't care what you guys are doing.
Right. Like our shows aren't interrupted for things that are happening overseas that don't involve us.
Right.
Yeah. Huh. I don't know. I mean,
I just thought of that. Like, in my little mind, we live here, so everything happens here. But there is a whole big world out there.
So, and we know that we have international fans because we have a beautiful map that shows us everywhere that you guys are listening to.
And we get so excited when it's a new place.
Thank you. It's crazy to us to look at this map and see all the countries lit up. And it's like, who the heck's listening to us from Africa?
Exactly.
If you're listening to us from Africa, shoot us a message.
Exactly.
Hi. And so we went back and forth about, okay, we don't do spoilers. We had Monday. We know that the rest of the week is supposedly available online.
Mm-hmm.
Do we watch it and do a very thorough recap? That way, if next week, when shows start up, Monday, today, because that's when it's being released, hopefully they keep on track, or it would just be a repeat to us because we would have already watched it.
Right.
Then we don't want to do you guys a disservice because we want you to enjoy the real.
Right. We don't want to spoil it if you're not watching it.
Exactly. And so what we're going to do is this week, we're actually going to double up. And I feel like we're only going to have to do it Monday and Tuesday before we realize if they've cut anything out.
Yep.
But so we are going to watch the day ofs and also the ones that are available online because when we've been preempted for extended, they have cut things.
Oh yeah.
So we'll do that. So that way we'll watch both and that way you don't have to watch both. You can just watch on your usual platform, whatever.
I'm excited to see what they cut or don't cut.
Right. And so if they do cut something, we're going to make a point of bringing it up and say, oh, by the way, I guess it's like a deleted scene.
Right.
Ooh, we'll have some intel that the rest of the internet has.
Exactly.
But not everyone
searches for it. Right.
Not everyone searches for it. Not everyone knows how that works. Or, I mean, the show's been on 58 years and I'm not saying this is an age thing because there's definitely people my own age that don't understand how technology works. Right. So certain technologies, so.
Right. I wouldn't have even thought to look for it anywhere else because they said it wasn't going to air. Right. Until I saw it on the Facebook group.
Exactly. So we're going to do that. So today we're just talking about
one
single sensation. Every little
You're not saying loud enough for them to get you. So we all know you take.
We have new mics, which we think are going to be finally the best. So really, thank you so much for hanging in with us over the past couple weeks. We've been trying out different mics, and I do know that sometimes the quality has not been the best. So thank you for still listening. I do have one thing that I want to talk about real quick before we get into this. I want to give you an early birthday present.
Oh, no. Okay.
Guess who we're going to talk to?
I don't know.
Carrie Shane.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
Oh, I just got really loud. How did you do that?
I did it. And she listened to a few of our episodes and loved them.
Oh, my God.
I don't know if she said she loves them. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God. No. No, you're not going to make me
I'm
cry.
almost made Amanda cry.
My mind is blown. Thank you for telling me ahead of time because that would have been really
I was
bad.
trying so hard. I was like, I'm going to not tell her. And I was like, I can't
Thank you.
do it.
Because that would have been a disaster. Oh my God.
That would have been worse than stoned if I had not told you.
Yes.
So
I just got really loud. You're going to have to edit that down because I screamed. Oh my God.
Yeah.
How did you do this? Tell me.
and she just says that you guys know stuff that I didn't even know. So yeah, she said it was so much fun to take a trip down memory lane. So thank you for listening, Carrie.
Oh my God. Okay.
I think I almost made you cry.
I'm so going to have to mentally prepare for this so that I don't just say, oh my God, the entire interview.
That's why I told you now instead of closer to, because I was like, she's going to have to function.
Yes.
So this gives you a little while to process. So we just have to coordinate our schedules when we're done recording, and we will.
Oh my God. Okay. Thank you.
So happy Valentine's Day and happy birthday.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I just won the lottery. That's amazing.
And that's today's episode.
I tuned into the podcast and all it was Amanda screaming, oh my God.
But if you've been listening for any amount of time, I mean, you've heard Amanda say over and over. And what triggered it was I was listening to the Monica episode, and just your voice changes when you talk about Karen. Because when we got to Rhonda, so last week we talked about Monica's lovers. And at one point, Alan was thought to be Karen's dad. And just the way that you talk about it, I'm like, okay, we need to talk to her. I was like, and it's her birthday month. Of course, I'm going to figure this out.
Oh my God.
And
I'm
did.
so excited. You're awesome. I love you. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm so excited. I can't smile that hard though, because I had a tooth pulled this week, and we'll talk about this a little bit. But so we just need to watch. I mean, we don't have to watch it, but it still hurts a little bit. So like all that smiling and laughing I just did, kind of.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize for what.
Sorry, I caused you pain as I'm screaming.
You didn't cause me pain.
Oh my God.
You made me happy.
I'm so excited. All right, now I'm not going to be able to focus. You should have saved that to the end because I'm going to be like, I don't know what happened this week. I don't care.
It's a good thing that we're doing that. Oh yeah, I guess I could have done that as the reality check, huh? Oops.
That's okay.
Oh, well, now we're back to it. So one thing that we didn't talk about last week really was we talked about Jason and Jackie, her talking and his stone coldness.
Right.
Did not occur to either one of us after we had just done a 411 about Jackie Templeton. She's the one who found his mom dead.
She is.
And she did not.
She didn't say that.
She didn't go in with anything either. I mean, she very easily could have built rapport being like, you know, I knew your mom. She was a lovely woman. I don't think she was. But
right.
I mean, we have never done a 411 about Susan, so I don't know.
Yes.
I'm sure that she has good qualities just like everyone else does, but you know, whatever. So Jackie really could have led with, you know, I really enjoyed talking with her. Oh, you have her eyes or something like that, you know.
Anything.
And for Jason to not even, maybe even, I know that he knows, I mean, he's gone through some stuff where he doesn't remember his past.
Right.
But wouldn't you still be the slightest bit interested in another perspective of your biological parent?
Right. He has to have wondered about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She did. She just totally dropped the ball.
Or the writers dropped the ball. So, I mean, we're not trying to...
Right. I don't want to nitpick, but again, she's supposed to be like a world-renowned journalist.
Yeah.
And she starts talking to him like he's not going to realize that she's trying to get information and doesn't even open the door with, hey, let's start at a personal level and then build up to that.
Right.
It's like she's interrogating him.
Right.
Yeah.
So
wrong.
So where do you want to start?
I don't know where I want to start. One day, that's so hard. Oh, I know where I want to start. Nina and Ava. How are they friends? Like, they were really playing this up as friends.
She, with Laura, Nina, and Ava, they all kind of started that little girlfriend group, remember?
I do remember. But it's one thing to say, okay, you have a friend that I don't really know so well, and we have a night together that's really fun, and so now, we're really good friends, but you're still my main friend. Do you know what I mean? It takes time to, build up that relationship with the other person.
Yes.
Nina and Ava, she walked into her office. Ava walks into Nina's office this week and starts talking about Nell and remember this and remember that and blah, blah, blah. And the whole time I'm just thinking, no, Nina, remember she slept with your husband. You're going to have to bring up the fact that your daughters are half sisters. How are you not being angry?
I thought that it was interesting that Nina remembered that Ava hired Nell. I think maybe that's where they have the connection is Ava's like, maybe Ava can see that Nina's starting to think of her in a different way. Because that's what Nina kept saying. Like, think of who Nell was. Like, she's not who you wanted her to be or to have been.
That part of the scene I was fine with the girlfriendness. Because I'm waiting for Nina to say, maybe if my husband wouldn't have been hooking up with you, he would have paid a little more attention and realized that I was pregnant and giving birth to our daughter while I was in a coma.
Yeah. There's that. But then we have to talk about Silas.
There's that. Let's just forget it happened. No.
I mean,
because she's going over everything else
tricky...
that happened. She keeps talking about, oh, I missed out on all this time. You didn't miss out on all this time because you were in a coma for 20 years. So you wouldn't have been bonding with the child for all that time anyway.
Yeah.
But as she keeps going back to what could I have done different? What would have been better? To me, that's an obvious jump. Maybe my husband would have paid more attention if you weren't hooking up with him.
So intellectually, I know that that all happened, but it never occurred to me that that would prevent them from having, because Nita's never said that to her. Has she? Has she ever? Maybe they just had it out and they were done and they were, okay, listen, we just have to move on from where we are.
Nina was crazy, that conversation happened because she was all nasty to Ava and that was the whole baby stealing and all that stuff.
But not since they've...
Yeah. They once Nina stopped being quote unquote crazy, then they're just fine with each other. I don't know. Nina's a better person than I am because I really couldn't be friends with you. I'm sorry.
Maybe I don't know.
They're just good growing upping, I guess. I
guess.
Know. But the part of Ava coming to her, not that she was coming because she didn't even know that Nell had been discovered, but once that came into play and she was very good about Nell had good qualities, she did this, this, and this, but then let's not forget that she did this, this, and this too. And I felt like that's what Nina needed to hear. Yeah. Because everyone else is just trash talking her.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, because she got a good both sides of the...
Yeah.
Because Ava was like, I saw the good stuff too, but...
You also can't ignore the bad stuff.
Yeah.
Right. No, it was a good girlfriend moment. I just don't know how they got there.
I'm trying to figure out, Nina cannot kidnap Wiley. Can we not do this to her again? We can't. And the whole thing... where she's like, and then I can force them to do a DNA test. I am fairly certain if she were to just go ask Michael right 100%. Now, he would go, yeah, sure, let's go. Let's make sure that you have this answer.
Exactly.
Because despite his feelings about Nell, he also knows what it's like to be told one person's your parent and it's not actually your parent.
Right.
And I mean, there were years that he didn't talk to Carly, or not years, but there was a period of time where he didn't talk to Carly because he found out that she had kept him from AJ and all that. So I feel like...
And Michael gets along with Jax, and Jax is with Nina, or was with Nina, and trying to get back into her
They love each other now, so they're done.
So, right. After you admit it in 5 different languages, it's just too easy.
Yep.
No, so Michael totally would say, sure, I'll meet you at the hospital at 5 tomorrow. Let's get it done.
And he's never gonna... He would never do something... Nina's not done anything to him.
No.
And Wiley's a kid.
Right.
He would never do anything to get in the way of, okay, if he is your grandson, let's just double check, just for your own sake of mine too.
Exactly. And everyone's seen how good she is with Charlotte.
Exactly.
So, sure, you can take Wiley every other Sunday and have a grandma day.
But if they make Michael make this an issue, let's not do that to him, because that's not Michael. He's a very reasonable young man.
Yeah. Unless they try to make it Willow who says no because her and Nina had issues. But I feel like they've come over
I feel like Nina and Willow have
Yeah.
buried the hatchet. And
I would think so. But who knows what they're going to do for a crazy twist. No, she can't kidnap him. Because that would not only be awful, obviously, for Wiley, but then you're erasing all of the good stuff that Nina, like we just said, she was crazy back then. And now she's built up this wonderful business.
Right.
You're going to make her crazy again?
Yeah,
No.
we cannot. Let's not go backwards. Let's just have her ask for a DNA test, and please don't make it drag out a year.
Exactly.
And just let it be done.
Right.
You know, and let her start moving on to heal. Because that's what she needs. She needs to heal. And she needs to see, okay, Nell did what she did, but she created something beautiful. And she was broken. She absolutely was. But like Ava said, like nothing, I mean, Ava tried. to give her the benefit of the doubt, and then she winds up getting blackmailed.
Right.
You know,
No,
so
everybody gave her the benefit of the doubt. And I mean, even Carly,
Mhm.
who had issues with her, tried repeatedly,
right.
even after finding out the whole backstory. And she still was just evil. So
Yeah.
there's no real getting around that.
Yep.
I was confused why Nina can't go to wherever Phyllis lives. Why did she have to come to Port Charles?
So I have so many questions
Okay.
about that entire conversation because we can Zoom.
Right?
We could, they might both have iPhones. They could FaceTime.
Mm-hmm.
She could text the pictures. There are so many things that we'd be able to do that she would still be able to get the physical reaction, because I think that's what she wants. She wants the look on the face, whatever.
And I understand that.
Yeah.
But if you're asking a favor of someone, if you want something from me, you're not going to say, hey, can you come over and do this, blah, blah, blah. You're going to say, is it all right if I stop over?
Right. And she's like, I'll send the helicopter for you and you can be back by morning. And then she sounded kind of snippy when she was like, oh, yeah, I guess that is a lot for me to ask.
Right.
Yeah.
It was.
For me to just up and...
Exactly.
And she didn't even ask her if she was okay. When Phyllis was like, things are crazy here, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Nina wasn't like, oh, is everything okay? Is there anything I can do for you? You know?
Exactly.
Because it's not just about you, Nina.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. But she should have said, are you free next Wednesday? I'll fly out.
Right.
And we can meet up and have lunch and talk about this.
Or do you have an hour tomorrow that I can come?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
I did like that she asked Mike who he was,
but then totally let it drop.
Yeah. Well, I think that he wasn't giving her answers. I mean, he was kind of.
I think she's just too wrapped up. As soon as she got on the phone to talk about her baby, she was too wrapped up in that and forgot about it.
Well, and when it's like when you go to drink a glass of milk, but it's actually orange juice and it tastes horrible, but the orange juice is fine. You've never done that? You've never tried to eat something that or drink something?
No, it's not that I've never done that. Just milk is a bad example because I don't.
Oh, you don't like milk? Okay. So if you were to go to have a margarita.
Right.
And it's a Long Island iced tea instead.
Okay.
They're both yummy.
Yes, but it's not
what you were expecting. So therefore it's going to taste wrong.
Right.
So she's thinking Lenny's going to answer the phone.
Yes.
And she's caught off guard by, who the heck is this? Wait, Mike, did I dial the right number?
Right.
So, and it's one of those things, it's totally out of place where it's, Sonny's not there. They're about ready to do his funeral. Sonny's not there. So it's not in her head.
I just hope that if they're taking her to Port Charles, then that means that she's going to see something about Sonny's funeral and solve the mystery then. If they keep dragging this out after they just keep having all these coincidences of being in the same area, I'm going to be so annoyed.
Yeah.
We don't need to drag this out like the Wiley story either.
No. Nope.
Where are you going next?
Carly and Joss at the graveyard was so sweet. I love their relationship. I know that Eden McCoy is becoming college age. Can we sign a petition right now that they are never allowed to recast her? I'm sorry. Her and Laura Wright are just, they play so well off each other.
Do.
They have such a good relationship and rapport. And
do you think they'll just send her off to college and then have her come back?
Yeah, but you know that sometimes that happens. I mean, that they still
will just refuse to accept it.
Exactly. Because Amanda handles change so well.
They've been very lenient whenever Christina needs to go and do whatever she's doing.
Right.
Or we've lost Molly multiple times for different extended periods.
Yep.
But they come back. So I don't think...
Christina was recast.
That was...
Remember with the Mob Princess realities?
God, please don't even remind me of that. That was so ridiculous. That whole storyline was absurd.
Trey.
Yeah. No. She was recast, but then they fixed it.
And we never talk about that again.
Nope.
Because I don't think Christina's ever mentioned, we talk about Kiefer, but she's never mentioned Trey.
Right.
Huh.
That's funny.
Okay.
I don't know.
I think that they might be doing what you suggested with bringing the All My Children characters to General Hospital first.
Why?
You didn't see Alex's will?
Oh, yeah.
Was being sent from a D. Merrick. Dimitri.
Oh, okay. No.
Was her husband. So are they
I did not pay
going to be bringing
to
them here?
Oh, I hope so. Oh my God.
So wait, it's almost like a role reversal because that's how we got Anna back too.
Right.
Because Anna died on General Hospital, but then she showed up on All My Children.
Yes.
So maybe these people could be. So David Hayward can come to GH and solve. He can fix Franco's tumor.
Yeah.
Guys,
let's do it. No, I did not pay attention to the return address.
Yeah, they zoomed in on it.
I wasn't. Sorry.
Okay. It said D. Merrick.
I was paying attention to the address to see where we were.
Oh, where were we?
I think they were in Budapest or something.
Of course.
Some random place. So that was what I was like, oh, I don't know.
They talk about that a lot in the All My Children.
Yeah.
With the girl who died in the parapet. Who was the girl that died in the parapet that was married to someone who, Josh Duhamel? No. Was it Josh Duhamel's girlfriend that died? Oh my gosh.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm so sorry.
Oh, this is going to drive me bonkers because we just watched it. This is not an All My Children soap opera recap, but when we did our recap about Alex Merrick, we talked about it because
Dimitri's wife? Julia?
No. It was the night of their wedding.
Julia.
It was the night of their wedding.
Okay.
Maybe she didn't die, but I think that Alex was staying in it wasn't the parapet, because the parapet is General Hospital. What? It's the circular room.
I'm sorry. I'm a bad All My Children former watcher because right now I have no idea what you're talking about.
Torrent.
Okay.
Hold it. I think it's a torrent. Hold on.
I still don't know who died there, but okay.
Okay. I cannot waste any more time looking this up.
Next week
we'll have an answer.
Next week's 411 will be all how Shannon lost her mind trying to remember All My Children stuff that she's never watched before.
Exactly. I watched the Alex Merrick and Anna Devane stuff.
Okay. We'll figure it out. I'm sorry.
It was the room that it begins with a T, though. And they say it the way that we say parapet on GH. Like they say it all the time. Oh, I'm going to sleep in the blah, blah, blah tonight. I'm going to be in the blah, blah, blah.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
Might be Torrent.
Turrent?
All right. Start talking about GH and I'm still going to Google.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, you said about them coming to fix Franco. So that was messed up that the tech guy wouldn't work on Franco and they had to call somebody new in, and Britt was like totally standing up for him. Yep, that guy will be fired. We're not going to tolerate this.
It was very well done and everyone was like shocked.
Yes, exactly.
It's called a turret. So you were so close. Good job.
All right.
Yay, Amanda.
No, I'm glad you found your answer because this one episode would turn into a 4-hour podcast of us just saying.
I would have edited it down. Anyway.
Words.
Yes. And I loved Britt calling Anna out. Like, why do you think you can't get information?
Yes.
Maybe they don't trust you.
Yes. Ooh. And that got under her skin so bad because she went to Finn and was like, I don't know why this would be.
She can't get married without knowing what?
Yeah. Right.
Since when, Anna?
What's Rex going to do at your wedding?
But since when?
Break. Maybe she's just using that as an excuse to get away from the whole Peter Maxie double wedding.
I don't know, but that was good for Finn for being like, dude, we got engaged and you left. And at least he's like, I'll come with you. And she's like, oh, that's great. And we're back in time for the wedding.
Yeah.
Why couldn't they just get married and then be like, hey, by the way, can we make a pit stop on our honeymoon? I need to find Liesl.
Because that would make too much sense.
If she had said, I would like to do this instead of our honeymoon, or like, can we postpone the honeymoon or something? But like, you can't get married without knowing where Liesl is.
Nope. I just want them to finally tie it in together and make it all make sense. Yeah. Because I'm tired of Anna chasing people that don't really seem to have any relevance to anything. Mm-hmm. I mean, even Alex, she came in for that 2 weeks, and then it was like, oh, okay, now this is over.
Right.
I know everyone misses the days of her being a spy, but we don't need to throw dumb stuff in for 2-week time periods.
Right.
Because she's not doing a very good job of being a spy right now.
Yeah.
Or she would know things. So, but yeah, I really liked Britt this week. She was on it. And she said, I knew he would just run to you and tell you whatever I said. Yeah, pretty much. I think the only thing left is Peter.
Okay, so you were right.
Can you say that a little louder?
You were right. I said, well, crap, Valentin isn't going to tell Nina. That's what I wrote.
That's a good note.
He is a grown man. And yes, he has had his issues in life and he's had a hard time. Like, I'm not going to discount that. Valentin is not the one that's going to break Maxie's heart.
No.
You are, because if this truth wasn't the truth, then it would,
I wanted someone to be overhearing the conversation again.
Would have been great if it was Anna.
Yep. But no. Or Valentin could have jumped in with, well, I have information that you want to know also about the fact that Anna is not actually your mom.
Right.
So why don't you not worry about Anna? You're really only screwing over Maxie.
Right.
Or messing that whole plan up.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And they're still being vague on when Maxie's due. He said, we're going to have a baby girl in a couple months. Is that 2 months, 6 months? Where are we at?
I don't know, because so if we're counting, because the last episode we had was May 21st, she found out she was pregnant again. But if we're going off of August, when it was confirmed 2.5 months later,
right,
she couldn't be not due until June. But I feel like they have her at more the April,
I would think so,
benchmark with her belly.
Yeah.
I think that's how I feel, at least. So I don't know.
I don't know either.
But that might be why. Like, they just might be.
No one knows. They haven't decided yet. They just leave it open-ended.
I don't know. I was annoyed. I know that you've been annoyed for a while.
Good. But I'm glad you're finally there.
This week, I was just, it's because of, even in real life, you can't blame other people for not wanting to cover up
and that's all that Peter does. He takes no responsibility for anything ever. It's always someone else's fault. And
or if he does, it's stuff that people already know, so that doesn't count.
Exactly. And that's how you know that he has not actually changed and learned from anything, because he takes no responsibility.
Yeah. I don't know.
And does shady stuff like using Britt's information.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, and everyone going at her about that, too.
Yeah.
She did answer it in a good way, though. So no one's ever going to be able to come to her. Because, I mean, Liz was straight out saying, how did that happen? Yeah. And she was like, I am not okay with what happened.
Yes. No, she covered it up. Yeah. I mean, she admitted it, but still covered it up.
Yeah.
Because if she took responsibility for that, she would lose her job. And that was not her intention when she was kind of sort of giving him access. I still don't know.
I feel like it's going to get dropped.
Yeah.
I think it was because she wanted to catch him.
Right.
Thinking that nothing was going to happen. I think you said that last week.
I think that Cyrus would have to be the one that made her step down. And he's not going to anyway.
Yeah.
No matter what she does.
Yeah. Very good.
So
we talked a half hour about one episode. That's great.
I feel like we threw a lot of extra stuff in there.
Yeah, we did. Turret. It's a turret.
You should just start calling
That's what Rapunzel was
random
in. It's a turret.
Places in your house.
Yeah, just the fancy names.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your kids.
What could my game room be the fancy name? I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We'll find some.
Yes.
Make our own soap terms for fancy rooms in our house. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was a Monday episode. It was good, but you need all the rest of it. So I hope that it's back on.
Yeah. And we'll see what happens this week. And like we said at the beginning, we'll just pull double duty and make sure that it stays on track, because things were,
I really hope that
we should not be having the preemptions this week.
Right. But I really hope that they don't change the episodes, because then every time we watch an episode, I'm going to wonder if there is a secret episode with more info. Because lots of times we say, when did that happen? Just off screen somewhere? Or did they actually tape it and then not?
Probably, because they had to edit a lot after COVID. But we got the feel that there was stuff missing, that there was definitely things.
Exactly.
But I definitely think that they did their best to edit it together so that we didn't have that many questions, which I think they did pretty decently.
Right. I just will always want the extra if we find out that there's extra.
We want the deleted scenes, guys.
So that's not good.
This goes back to why we need General Hospital DVDs with the extras and the bloopers.
We don't have time for all that.
Listen.
Okay.
If we just watched the deleted scenes and the bloopers for the year, that'd be awesome.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's it. Reality check. Why are you pointing at me with such authority there?
Because. You go.
I don't know what's like reality check worthy now. You ruined it with my surprise. That's my best day ever. Yes, I am speechless.
Mission accomplished.
So today's technically Valentine's Day that we're recording, even though it goes out tomorrow. So Madeline and Emily had sleepovers with their friends for Galentine's Day, which was really funny because Matt was like, oh, what? And I was like, oh, it's a totally made up holiday that girls made up so they don't have to be alone. It's okay.
No, Leslie Nope made it up on Parks and Rec.
Okay, made up holiday.
Right. No. But it wasn't made up by girls. It was made up by Leslie. No. We
Okay.
need to give credit where credit is due, which
Okay.
actually I guess it would have been made up by Mike Shore or whoever wrote that episode. But she celebrated her girlfriends.
I'm not saying
And
it's a bad
I love
idea.
it. I love it.
the idea. I'm just saying he said, I've never heard of this before. And I'm like, yeah, it hasn't been around. Like, we didn't do that when we were kids.
No.
So, I mean, I guess we did. We just didn't have a cool name for it.
I never did anything like that. It was all about the boys.
But if you didn't have a boy, you didn't hang out with your friends?
No.
Oh, well, I did. I don't know. Just didn't have a fun name.
You're so popular.
I am. Not really at all. But okay. So yeah, they went for their sleepovers and it was cute because Madeline was all excited and she like had her outfit all laid out and they had cookies and heart shapes and balloons and played American Girl doll and made crafts and they made heart-shaped pizza. So
fun.
Yes, her friend's mom went all out. It was very cute. And then Emily did the teenage version of that. They went to Walmart and spent $100 on snacks and other candy and pop and whatever. And
sounds like adulting
had a
right
nice
there.
time. Exactly. So there you go. And then Megan went to her dad's house for the weekend because someone at the fire station that they belonged to was having a party. So I had a kid-free weekend
Whoop, whoop.
that I didn't even expect to have. So
nice.
That was that. And then the best part was that
I didn't mean that like with who the kids are gone. It was just but they were all doing good things. Like they were all doing fun things. So
exactly. Sometimes when they go to their dads, I feel bad that they're at their dads because they're not being entertained there. Not that their dad should entertain them because it should be real life, just like it's real life at my house.
Right.
But whenever they're doing something super fun, then I don't feel guilty for not having them. So I was glad that they got to go do that. And then my son surprised me this morning by coming over and bringing me Reese's, and I was very excited because
that's so sweet.
Getting to see him is always a good thing. And then he was happy with me because I saw him Friday night. He's who picked up Megan to take her to her dad's, and he did not realize that this weekend was Valentine's Day. And so my niece, whose birthday is Valentine's Day, was there, and he was like, why is everyone here? Is it like a birthday party or something? And I was like, well, not officially, but it is her birthday. And he was like, oh, I didn't think that was till next weekend. And I was like, no, it's the 14th.
Doesn't he have a girlfriend?
On Sunday. He does. So he's very lucky.
How'd that go?
That I told him Friday, so he was able to pretend like he knew that today was Valentine's Day and they were going out to do dinner somewhere tonight. So
that's nice.
You are welcome, Matt. Thank you for my candy as payment for letting you not miss this important day.
Very nice.
So, how about you?
So, as I mentioned earlier, I had my tooth taken out on Wednesday.
That sounds owie.
It was owie, and I could never do drugs because 800 ibuprofen knocks me out, which is great.
Yes.
But I mean, I was pretty much down Wednesday and Thursday, but I got laughing gas, and I've never gotten laughing gas before. And when I got my wisdom teeth taken out, I just had Novocaine.
Oh my gosh.
So I remember hearing everything.
I don't know how you did that.
With it only being one tooth. Well, I was early 20s. I was a server and bartender, didn't have insurance. So I went to one of those, if you don't have insurance, it's okay. We'll take a payment plan type thing. Well, they're not going to give you.
Okay.
Like, they're not going to bring in an anesthetist.
Right.
You know, because I wouldn't have been able to afford that. So, but I was in so much pain that they had to go. So got all four of them taken out at the same time. And that was delightful. So on Wednesday, I opted for the laughing gas because I was like, it'll take the edge off, you know, and my anesthetist was delightful. He was so funny. And I was listening to a true crime podcast on the way. And then I joked with my husband and was like, maybe I shouldn't be listening to this as the last thing that I'm listening to, because God only knows if I start like
the body's underneath the garden.
Exactly. So he's hooking me up and he puts, you know, the oxygen monitor on my finger, and then they put like these cuffs on you for blood pressure.
Okay.
And I'm just sitting there in the chair and he puts them on and I just like kind of chuckled a little bit.
Oh no.
And he's like, yeah, it's kind of like the Green Mile, isn't it? And I just started laughing because I'm like, So then we get into that style of humor and we start talking about like the laughing gas and everything. He's like, I don't know, it's never done anything for me. I was like, oh, do you do quality control? You know, and he was just delightful. So then the oral surgeon and his assistant came in I think he said that she was a nurse, but at this point, I had already started to
breathe it in.
Breathe it in.
Good.
Which my yoga it really helped me with my breathing, because he's like, just take a nice deep breath in. And I'm like, oh, I got this. January was all talking about the breath. So anyway, he's like, this is Nurse Brewer.
Oh, God. Oh, that poor woman. Go ahead.
And I said, excuse me, what is your first name? And so they said that I sounded fine, but in my head, I sounded like
flurry drunk.
I sounded like my voice dropped like 3 octaves.
Oh, okay.
And I even asked him, I was like, is my voice weird? And they're like, no. But he told me, he's like, that's probably you hearing it. He's like, but you're fine.
Okay.
And he's like, and even if he's like, just talk. So her name was not Jessie. And I said, I was like, there was a nurse, Jessie Brewer, on General Hospital. And he just looked at me and he goes, that was a long time ago. I was like, yeah, 1963.
Oh my God.
And so he says something about how like it's like ahead of my time, whatever. I mean, and people are always amazed with how much I know about the Beatles, but like General Hospital is
a little
also
different
in there too,
yeah.
a year earlier. But I said, well, actually, I have a General Hospital fan podcast that I do with my friend. And I'm like, he probably thinks that I'm high right now and just saying things, but he's like, oh, I like you. So I got Nurse Brewer, and I I know that the doctor's last name was not Hardy, but I was
that would have been
going
great.
to ask, like,
oh my
can
God.
I just call you Hardy? So,
well, I'm glad you could entertain them for the day.
Oh, I had so much fun.
Okay.
It was delightful. It really, really was. Like, I wasn't worried about it, but
I'm glad that it wasn't the bad experience you would think of.
Yeah. And then I'm trying to talk to my husband on the way home, and they like stop your mouth with gauze.
Oh yeah.
And I'm trying to tell him all my fun stories, and I start drooling all over the place. And I was like, maybe this is why they tell you not to talk. So, yep.
Wow.
But that was it. So I had a Nurse Brewer this week. Yay.
You're so funny.
You would have done the same thing. If you had laughing gas.
Probably. If I had the laughing gas. Under normal circumstances, no. But with the laughing gas, yeah, maybe.
I don't know if I would have said it.
Like you would have. You were more outgoing
I might
than
have.
I am. Yeah.
I might have.
You would have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the whole thing took under 2 minutes.
Oh, wow.
It took me longer to get
drugged up
than to, like, hooked up and drugged up than it did for them to take it out.
Nice.
Yeah. So, good job.
Yeah.
I was like, is that a world record? I'm like, I felt like that was a pit stop or something.
And then you're going to get the bill and be like, really? I paid that much for 2 minutes?
It was worth it. Yes. So, that's it. So, join us on Thursday as we talk with, so he has kind of like, he's a fellow podcaster. His podcast is A World Gone Good, hosted by Steve Silverman. He is delightful, but he actually interned at General Hospital.
His whole story is crazy how that
I don't even know how, and then he wound up writing for days, and he's friends with Denise Alexander, and like all this stuff.
He needs to write a book.
He does. He has some great stories. So
he really does.
I have not edited it yet, though.
Okay.
So I don't know what's staying and because we talked for a while.
Yes.
But it was great. Everything just led into each other. So we just talked a little bit about, behind the scenes and, his journey. And please check out his podcast. Again, it's A World Gone Good. It's a very, very fun podcast, and it's good. It's just, he's putting good stuff out there. Yeah. So give it a listen, and listen to us on Thursday as we talk with Steve Silverman.
Have a good week.
And we'll meet you at the pier.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to peer54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review.
And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Peer 54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at peer54podcast@gmail.com.